Hello. Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Hive VR. My name is Todd. I am here joined by the one and only UKRifter, and our special guest tonight, he is the man who brings a third element to VR, and that is Born from ProTubeVR. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, very well, thank you. And it's a real pleasure to be here and meet the
creator
of this wonderful device.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Born, in VR,
Yes.
there's always a weird story associated with how you get into this community. For me, it was an impulse buy, but for you, what started you off in VR, and what gave you the idea to basically make sticks with holes on them to put controllers in and add an extra element of reality?
Basically, the first time a game like Onward came out, it was just ugly for me, it was just ugly to hold a rifle like this in VR. So I'm kind of a sim guy. I have my gears for play Elite Dangerous, I have my racing drive gear, I have everything. So something was definitely missing. So 2 weeks after getting my first build of Onward, more than 2 years ago, I had my first PVC stock. So that's how it started. It was in November 2016.
So when you say
in 2016,
PVC stock, you mean you built it out of tubing, out of PVC tubing?
Yeah, the first one we like to call the ProTubeVR was a basic thing made of PVC, just with a proper shape for controllers, something I did melt with thermoplastic on controllers. And the idea was there because even this one, you could flip it upside down and the controller stayed inside. And the thing to easily remove and place the controller in a rigid build was there. Just from the first PVC pipe where everybody made, and a lot of dudes made those kind of pipes.
And I suppose that we should give a somewhat basic description of what we mean by here. In FPS games, that there's an element of reality that you want to capture, and so when you're holding two controllers up here like this, you're basically holding them up in the air, like so. But when you hold a gun in real life, and I don't know if either of you guys ever, I'm from America, it's kind of just a part of our culture around here, but you have that 3 points of contact to give you that extra confidence and to have it in your shoulder. But when you're just holding two controllers in the air, you don't have that.
Yeah, that's quite complicated.
When did the 3D printing come into play here? Because nowadays that seems to be the whole game.
Quite fast, in fact. I only made one by myself in PVC. After I started to share the design and have a little very good positive feedback from the gaming community and Onward community. So I continued.
Todd,
and I was
give everyone
at
a minute
first I did
to
look for suppliers
talk, like when you
to
pause,
supply
because
me
there's a
in
delay
3D prints
in the audio.
for
Just be sure to pause
the first prototype and etc. And really fast, about 1 month after, I did buy my first printer to handle this myself because it was just not possible.
Yeah.
So it's better. 3D printing, it's amazing because now you can do sturdy things, very quite durable parts, and it's okay now. Before we had big issues with that. And you kind of flexible on the design because you can think about a mode one day and have it on production the next day if you're okay of not sleeping. So it's very nice for this. You have the flexibility to adjust at any time the design, and you can produce it by yourself, and you can handle the quality, the overall quality. So there is no outsider in to begin a production. So that's why I went there. I'm not. From start, I was not a believer of 3D printing or very enthusiastic of it. I had my first printer to handle ProTubeVR stuff. I didn't own a printer before this, and now I have 20 of those, and they're running damn smoothly. I would say you would tell me that 2 years ago I would have a farm of 20 printers making stocks, and it would do well. I would not believe it, because in my mind it was, it's look complicated. I don't want it in my apartment, because it was in my apartment at start. So it was more a necessity than something I wanted from start. But it's doing very, very nice now. So I'm very happy with this.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing about 3D printing, I think, when 3D printing first started, people tended to use 3D printers for prototyping only, and then they would move into a kind of production after that. But 3D printing's got so good and such high quality, as we see actually with the ProTube, that you can go directly to production, which is fantastic. So companies like yours, you can very quickly go to market with something that's really high quality looking without a huge amount of outlay, which is great. Really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, the only point is
you have to fill your
get more printers.
That's the problem.
The apartment, we left the apartment 1 year ago. 1 year ago, right now.
A year ago.
Okay.
And what do you have?
Yeah.
What do you have right now? Is it like a warehouse?
We have a warehouse, something about 90 square meters, so something large enough for us to produce, have some room scale and etc. And it's damn nice. It's 500 meters away from my house. It's perfect. So so yeah, we are damn proud of the place we have now.
That's great.
I'm really interested in how you come to this as a business, because I am a business major in college. But what moment did you realize that this isn't a hobby for me? This is a living. Or is this a living for you also? Like,
yeah, it's a
like
living.
when did you want to go make money off this?
To me, make money and going full time is not the same. It's not the same date and not the same thing to me. I was full time since December 2016 and could make money myself from it. So I got my first salary in December last year, and before that.
Okay.
The first employee was 1 year ago now. The first 100-person employee from the company. Yeah. So we got paid. I got paid 1 year after that, and the main associate I have right now isn't paid. But every other person right now are paid at ProTube. So right now it's really working like a legit company with huge costs. I mean fixed costs, like you have to pay people to work for you. So now it's more normal. Last year and previous year was more something on low economy side, I would say. Very low. So right now it's more legit, and we have more people, so we can produce and develop more at the same time. And we are taking student workers on also. So it's evolving very, very fast, very fast. on this side.
And as far as your
UK.
Well, I just wanted to ask, because quite a leap. I don't want to jump too quickly into the ForceTube discussion, but I will ask one question, and that's around the kind of electrical engineering side, because when I took a look at this, I was very impressed with how it was built, and the fact you know, the circuit boards and the way it was constructed was incredibly professional. I come from an electrical engineering background as well. Who had that skill? Where did you get that from?
One of my we are 3 associates right now. I have the lead, I have the product lead and design lead, and overall development lead. And I'm CEO, but I'm doing mainly development and things like this. The other doing everything with the employees, how to manage the company life and etc. So that's half of all the work to me. And the third one is my best friend in real life, and he's GC. Jean-Christophe, and he's the guy making all the electronic behind this. So he's basically, he have knowledge from school in basic electronics, but we went in this like we went on the full ProTubeVR stuff. Like, okay, we know it's possible, we know how to study the way to do it, and we did take really long time to get at the point you saw with your review, but you know that this board is the new one, the one we call V2, and to me that's the only one we can show. I mean, that's the only one I'm not shameful about when you look at it carefully. So. It did took us very long to get to this point of many prototypes and many tests. We was on the project since 1 year and a half, but on low scale development we were searching around and experimenting a lot of things and a lot of little stuff to finally we started to really work on it about 6 or 8 months ago, when we got the patent fulfilled and deposited. So we jumped, we did scale up by the time we doing things. For now, it's how we handle it. So that's why it was a little slow in development from start, but at the end, everything was made inside of the company. The only subcontractor we have right now is to make the board, because we was at the point to buy CNC machine to make our prototype and stuff, but it was adding one more month to learning how to handle the CNC machine and etc. to do something that you just need to do when you are early stage. So that's okay to draw the boards and everything, to throw it to subcontractors in Europe, and the service like this, you can get your board in about 5 days. That's just crazy how you can develop things nowadays. So I would say it's getting easy, and we all have enough background to put it together and go on this kind of project. So I did many engineering myself, so in high complex systems, so I know what I was trying to build was supposed to be an easy task. That's how we managed to step by step it. So okay, we just need something to rumble and to kick yourself when you fire a weapon in a game. It should be done easy to achieve. No, it's simple. So when you look at this like this, You can do step by step. Okay. Yeah, tell me.
The way it actually works. I mean, the design of it I found quite intriguing because obviously I got a hold of this prototype and I took it apart as you would do, and inside it obviously you've got the driver which gives you the punch in the arm, and I thought I honestly thought that's all it was going to be, but it actually has two different vibrating mechanisms, motors with different weights, which give different kind of haptic feedback sensation, and so by combining and using those in conjunction, you get an entirely different feel for every weapon, which I thought was really clever. Like when I mean, I'm going to get excited now, so hold on to your hats. But when you go into Onward and you pick up something like a spaz, like a shotgun, and you shoot that, you get the punch, you get a kind of rumble, and you feel like, wow, that was a powerful gun I just shot. And then you pick up a P90 and do the same thing, and you get this kind of rat-a-tat, and you're like, what's this pathetic gun? And it's fantastic, the difference in the fact that it can be tuned and programmed that way. I think that really adds potential for developers to use it in different innovative ways. So yeah, very exciting.
Yeah,
I do believe. Oh, I'm sorry. I do believe that we do have videos of ForceTube in action here. If our producer Michael put that on the screen.
The producer.
Oh, my first one.
Hi guys, I'm Romain.
So this is an early prototype video?
CEO and creator. I started working on UKRifter when I realized 2 years ago I was missing something on the immersion side in any VR FPS.
To solve this problem, ProTubeVR started to design and produce VR peripherals and gun stocks for any VR system. The general concept consists in a full customizable modular system which is able to simulate any object in VR and of course maximize your immersion feeling. After getting a lot of positive feedbacks from the gaming community, we actually decided to launch those products and this adventure.
This is why we are here, the ForceTubeVR. It's an haptic module that features kick and rumble effects. The aim of the device is to improve gamers' immersion in any VR situation.
The device was first introduced during the Oculus Connect 5 in California. That was a few months ago and was really a great honor for us to be present there. The module is designed to replace the butt of the original ProTubeVR stocks. It actually sits in a shoulder blade when you dress your Rifter stock basically. We really want to take VR to the next level with your help on this Kickstarter. A little bit haptic feedback in VR makes a huge difference and really offer an extra level of immersion. Both the ForceTubeVR pattern and our core features are already established and complete. The Kickstarter objective is here for two main reasons: to develop this innovation on the industrial side and to integrate the second time even more features. Before today, we never asked for financial help, but this time the success of ForceTubeVR really depends on your support and your feedbacks. Please trust me, this is a really big deal for us.
Great stuff.
Yeah, so that was a little demonstration video kind of showing what we're talking about here. I know that we don't really have it in our hands here, which would be amazing if we did to show it off, but we hope that that helps you guys visualize what we're talking about and understand how the system works. It's a little different doing an interview in VR rather than in person, but hey, we're here. Now you got like we mentioned before, you got sent this new product, the ForceTubeVR. Is this like what's putting on the Oculus for the first time kind of experience? Like, is this like a whoa?
I would be lying if that were the case. I mean, it is a whoa, but it's not a whoa. It's a level of, I guess, if you consider virtual reality the cake, and then the ProTube was the marzipan, this is the icing and the cherry on top. So it's the kind of thing you thought was, you didn't realize it was missing until you use it. It's that kind of feeling, because the ProTube gives you that real kind of feeling of a solid weapon in your hand, and it gives you the ability to really kind of almost sort of dominate a battlefield. Particularly if you're the only one with a ProTube, God, you know, I feel sorry for people I play against. But then having the kick as well and the haptics, that's you kind of think, wow, I never even thought of that, and it does make a huge difference. It is the icing and the cherry on top for sure.
It will make a more huge difference when you just play the same game and just turn it off, and you will see how you'll miss it.
Yeah,
that's more painful to me. When I had some prototype not working by 1 or 2 days when I was on streaming sessions, it was just, oh no, I don't play, it's not working.
So exactly. I can imagine that actually. I think I certainly would miss it. It's one of those things. I don't play on the now without the ProTube, and I wouldn't play it without the haptics. That's how it feels. It's like I've had the icing on the cake now. I don't want the plain cake, you know. So, yeah.
That's it. Like using a race wheel to play simulation for race car. It's impossible to go back on a gamepad. So to me, that's like this.
Now, one thing that has come up in our discussions about this is, and especially this is more pertinent, I guess, on my side as a League player, is this cheating? Like, some people just don't have this, you know? Like, look at, like, you know, I have, you know, the shaky hand. Like, I personally have shaky hands when I'm stressed out. I would never be a surgeon, and I'm playing against people who are, like, absolutely incredible, like, just snipers whenever they have this stock. Is that the legal aspect? And personally, I think it's totally fine. You know, I come from a hockey background, and, you know, people are developing different features into these hockey sticks, like carbon fiber. They're using really weird blades. I'm totally cool with people developing the game in a very technological way. What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have my opinion on this. I feel that it's a peripheral device that just adds to both. Well, with virtual reality, you need to add to the immersion, and everything we do is about adding to the immersion. This obviously does give you an edge in the game as well as adding to immersion, and to me it just seems like it's not really a fair comparison to say that, you know, it's not really fair to say you're cheating to use it, because it feels like something you should have anyway. A bit like a hockey stick in a game, you wouldn't run out onto the field without one, and whack the ball around with your hands. But effectively, that's what we were doing before the ProTube. You're kind of wobbling your hands all over the place because you don't have the feeling of holding the gun. The reality is, right, if you were running around playing paintball, you'd have a solid thing in your hand. You know, it's completely unnatural to have nothing there. So to me, it's a reasonably inexpensive device. I think it's accessible to everyone, so, you know, I've no problem with it at all. Probably wouldn't have said
I think I know what your opinion is going to be on it, Warren.
My opinion is I done everything to make this point not being a point. In fact, I did sold my first talk in December 2016. just because of this question, because I wanted a legit product to be on the market from the start. So it's part of how you game in VR from the start. So if I would come, anybody else would come about 6 months after with a device like this, the problem is people would be used to have a certain way to control games, and you would put something new inside. So if you have a stock from the start, applying to game like Onward, they are part of the game from scratch. That's how it worked. That's how we got Oculus letting us enter to OC5 to provide refills and etc. Because it's part of how you play VR FPS games. And how UKRifter said, it's something about immersion. It's not, you're not feeling like you're cheating. You're feeling like, yeah, it should be like this. That's just this. The first aim is immersion, and after, okay, you're better at sniping somebody across the map, but many free-hand players will tell you, oh, I tried the stock, it's bulky, you can't move. Yeah, you are more tied to a physical weapon, so, okay, to move like this, you will have to move, and some players will more like to do like this, or something like this, detach and shoot back. So, to be honest, you lose this kind of freeness when you get a full stock with a sling and etc. But when I'm playing, I just feel that's normal to don't be able to do things I would not do with a rifle. So to me, even for competitive players, they kind of think how they play, they are used to play a certain way, and there is a little trade-off. And as engineer, all my work is to
Let's wrap up in 5
reduce
minutes.
the trade-off. So that's why we had the simple stock, after we had the magnetic ones. So it just putting the wall more easy to clean for newcomer to the device. So I don't know if you had the standard ProTube or not. But
I do, yeah.
That's quite, it's cheap, it's effective, it's easy to use, but you need about 3 hours training to be able to master it, let's say, to reload really fast, I mean. With the MagTube, you can achieve that in 20 minutes. With same design, only the magnetic upgrade. So my work is to reduce this wall to have more natural operation, and to adapt to the actual gameplay of game, because I don't want a game to work only with the ProTube, because it's interesting for nobody. We want a game you can play without the ProTube. You want a game you can do without. So
yeah. So
that's why it works like
we don't
this.
have a huge amount of time left, but I've got a very important question for you, and I'm sure everyone's wondering this as well. And that's, when can we buy it? And when's the Kickstarter going to go live?
And
actually, no,
how
that's
can we
the question,
buy
of course. But hey, yeah.
Any moment from now, we're just waiting the validation from Kickstarter to publish the campaign, and the plan was to publish it right now, but we are waiting the validation of Kickstarter. Just this to wait.
All the best plans always go wrong, don't they? But anyway, I'm sure we can wait a couple of hours.
I'm hoping it to come tomorrow evening. I hope so.
Okay.
So
we'll be keeping an eye
right
out
now it's up to
on Twitter.
Kickstarter, but everything is ready.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Now,
Really
actually,
quickly,
before we do finish tonight, obviously we have a few more minutes left. But you've been an excellent co-host. But we haven't really asked you any questions either, Todd. Can I ask you the same question that you led with? Because I think it's always a classic. How did you get into VR, and what drives you to keep playing?
Really quickly, I was in a school cafe, and a kid brought in his Oculus dev kit and put me into an experience, and I felt like I just experienced a new world. couple years later, I had $1,000 in my wallet. I was like, what do I want to get? And then I remembered that Oculus experience is like, I'm going to get myself a VR. And I ended up getting a Vive, but just shortly after that, I found myself on a league team in Onward, and now I found myself on the Hive for the second time now. And it's just been, it's a roller coaster, but it's been a really fun one. I've been 3D printing my own ProTubes, like, or gun stocks, I should say. I'm not going to take away from your brand, but it's always an interesting experience.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, is everybody feeling a little bit more hyped? Are there any audience questions that anyone want to come in with? Any questions for our guest tonight? Please do put your hands up. Use the button. Oh, we have the technology. Look, we got it. Do you want to do this? Because I'm going to mess this up, but Painco has a question.
Okay.
Did we put him on air? We didn't put him on air.
Yeah, you put him on air.
Painco.
Let's see if that works.
Painco, you're on air.
Hi. I was wondering about if you would ever put this
Come over here. We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Come.
You're really quiet.
It's so
Painco, for
spatial.
once.
This place. So spatial. Hey, how's it going?
Go ahead, Painco.
So.
I was muted. If you had ever put disposition centers in the U.S. eventually to kind of cut the prices of shipping costs or something like that to the U.S. market.
All right, so Painco's question is, since Born is in France, his whole operation is out of France, so for people in the U.S., the operation does take a little longer and it does encounter shipping costs, so it is a little bit more expensive on the U.S. side, and I don't know about the Britain side, but for me, it does bring up the price. Painco is wondering if he's going to expand the operation to the U.S.
Honestly, right now, all our shipment strategy and prices are turned to the worldwide/US because right now we have more numbers on US and overseas than Europe. So we got really nice shipping price right now. We have the €5 economic option. And honestly, right now, for a US customer, it's less expensive than a Euro customer because the Euro customer, we have to pay the taxes. So at the end, right now, it's on market US oriented because of the shipping cost is the same for everybody worldwide. So we tend to get the lower price possible for USA.
I apologize. When I bought mine, it was back a year or two ago. And it was
2 years ago, it was it was really expensive, and we did work a lot on this. I know we had the lunch prices at it was €30 for shipment, but it was the best offer I could get at the moment. Right now, we have volume enough to US to get those prices down to €5.
Oh wow! Well, thank you.
So right now it's like this on our website. But I know we have the reputation to have a really costly shipment, but it was only the first year when we had the very low volume on production.
Well, thank you for answering my question.
Alrighty, that was Painco, everybody. Give a round of applause for Painco. Alrighty, Joy Easy, you're next in line. You're on the air, Joy.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, you're good? We hear
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, here. Hi.
Yeah, just a little question about this product. Will it work with mobile headset like upcoming Quest or Vive Plus?
Only thing I can tell you on the Quest before having it in my hand is don't worry for the standard refill, I mean the MacTube, the cup system, etc. Don't worry for me, it will come out at day one. For the ForceTube, the only thing I could tell you is right now the ForceTube is compatible with Android, so it should not be a problem. Because the Quest is an Android-based device, and if we have no specific limitation on this side from Oculus, it should work very likely.
Okay, thank you for your
That's good to know.
journey.
All right.
We have already a little demo app working on Android.
A round of applause
Cheers,
for
Joe.
Joy,
Thanks for the
everybody.
question.
Get some emojis out there. Michael, you're already on the air. Go ahead.
Question from YouTube. What 3D printer?
Come over here, Michael.
Yeah.
I can barely hear you.
So, question from YouTube. What 3D printer do you use for the ProTube? Someone mentioned, this was from Bounty V. He was asking if it's like something called the head.
It's the official Prusa's MK3 from Prusa Research. But yeah, Prusa MK3s. That's basically, to me, that's just the best printers right now on the market. It's damn effective, it's cheap, they have great support. Definitely, if anyone want a printer, it's a no-brainer. Go on Prusa Research website and take a Prusa Mark III.
Yeah, what's it called?
I too have a Prusa Mark III at my house, and what's really nice about it is you get to assemble it yourself. So it's like a more advanced IKEA, but the best part about the whole thing is they give you a pack of gummy bears in it. So definitely check out Josef Prusa's i3
That's
MK3.
easily worth the cost. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
easily
they tell
worth the
you when
$700.
to eat the bears in the tuto.
You see, there's your marketing right there. Where's your gummy bears in the box? I didn't see any. So come on. You need some French sweets.
We don't. No, because okay, I could say, it's not a kit, so you don't need the bells, but we don't provide it in the kit, so that's not fair. Definitely, we should have something like this, like the little bears.
Sure.
It's definitely cool to have it. But you have the money.
Unless Michael has any other surprise questions for us from YouTube, I think that's and anyone else in the audience here, please feel free to raise your hand if you got any questions about ForceTube or anything. Vivian actually just asked me, what's the cost of ForceTube?
Someone on YouTube asked.
Oh, someone on YouTube asked. Okay. So not
Ask
Vivian
what?
asked what's the cost. What's the price of ForceTube?
Oh, the price. The prices will start for, the base module without the rifle, just to upgrade your actual rifle. Imagine you have a ProTube, you want to upgrade it. The cheapest option will be only the module. It will start at 200 euros for the more early ones. And after, it's better to wait the Kickstarter, because you will have the choice to get the dev kit right now, the final product in 8 months. So the price will be different. You will be given the choice to get a rifle with it, to get some option, and etc. So even on our website, we have product from 35 euro to 200 euros right now. So it's complicated before seeing the actual page. But it will start to 200 for the base module, and after you will be given the choice of dev kit right now or final product more down the line.
Okay.
I think I had a question, and I think I just lost it. But Vivian wanted me to mention these boxes. I think you might know more, UK, about these than I do, but they're awesome crates.
Yeah, awesome crates. I know nothing about them. It's something Vivian did, some clever stuff she does.
Yeah, Trippy, get a shot of
That's my first texture creation attempt.
And it looks nice, sir.
I see. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's.
That's right.
Oh, they are.
Sorry, well
Okay.
remembered. They're assets for your home in Oculus, because we can import those in now. So yes, I am going to fill my Oculus home with these. Absolutely.
And
the initial plan was to make those available for Oculus Home. So
Sleepy wants to know
So
who
yes.
your favorite league team is.
Why is it
Sleepy ass, not me.
Well, I think he asked, what's the
Sleepy.
theme and why is it Riot?
Sleepy.
Yeah, well, let's leave that one.
Sleepy, I love you.
Possible, did you hear that?
Oh!
I think we need a little team of hopeless players. That would be great. I need to form a league of the hopeless middle-aged players like myself. So
We've had teams called the leftovers before in the league. Oh, I
don't
remember
think I
one
even
more
qualify
question
as
for you,
leftovers,
and then
no.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna wrap it up, unless someone else has got a question. But I know right from the get-go of you announcing ForceTube that Onward just basically jumped right on board and said that we are going to support this. Has any other games like Contractors, Pavlov, any other shooters for that matter, said, yeah, we are so on board?
Right now, we have the Raptor Labs games. I mean, Wardust and Standout. Wardust is already working right now on the main build, and Standout will come during the Kickstarter. And we have also contractors on board. So the contractors should be our first Unreal Engine integrated one. So it should be a good try but if you're a developer and you're interested in it, you can go on our GitHub. You just look for ProTubeVR or ForceTubeVR on GitHub, and you will have access to our SDK. So it's working for Unity and Unreal Engine. So we have 4 games, and yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead.
We have 4 games and the backward compatibility.
Alrighty. And hopefully some more in the future, right? UK, do you have
Absolutely.
anything else you want to add?
Yeah.
No, just fantastic work. Love the device.
Yeah.
Wish you all the best in the future, and I really hope
to get one.
that people jump on
thank you
board
very
with it
much.
and support your company.
Alrighty. That's it from us
thank you
from the
very much.
Hive today. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said before, I'm TFH. Beside me is UKRifter, and the wonderful Born from ProTubeVR joined us today. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye.
I only forgot to mention.
Go off there now.
Was great. Thank you.